of the sales advice that you've recently been hearing. The discovery call should be used to validate the need for your training. It should not be the first time that you're trying to figure out whether or not a need actually exists. There is a difference. A lot of people are being taught now to just get the meeting and to just get on Zoom, sit down with the decision maker, right? Just get in front of them and ask about what their pain points are, right? What are your biggest challenges that you're having, that you're seeing? What are you struggling with inside of your business? You're being taught to ask, what are your actual priorities? And I'm not saying that those are bad questions. What I am saying is this: why are you showing up to the meeting starting from absolute zero? Okay. So, because see, here's the thing: you have to actually get the meeting first. And the person that you're trying to meet with is busy. They have a really big job. They have priorities. They have meetings. They have budgets. And most importantly, they have outcomes that they are responsible for. They really do not need yet another person coming into their meeting, into the room, saying, tell me everything about your organization so I can figure out whether or not I can sell you something. I want you coming into that conversation differently, thinking about it differently, approaching it differently, so that they will actually look at you differently and not like everybody else that reaches out to them from LinkedIn. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying you should walk into a meeting pretending that you know everything that's happening inside of that company. That wouldn't be realistic. You don't need to do that. Public information absolutely has its limits. There are things happening internally that you just can't know until they actually tell you and share that with you. That's exactly why we still have to have the conversation. But you should know enough to form an intelligent hypothesis. You should have some evidence that actually says this appears to be a priority for them. This appears to be a problem. This appears to be an outcome that they actually care about. And this appears to be something that they're investing resources around. And based on what I actually know how to do, there may be a legitimate connection there. That's what's going to get you in the room. Now we have a reason for a conversation. That is completely different from, I found your name on LinkedIn and I teach leadership. Yeah, it's different than just reaching out with a random cold message that you're never going to get a response from. Listen, I've been in this industry for more than 20 plus years, and I've been around these conversations. And I do understand how organizations think about training, learning, initiatives, programs, priorities, and investments. And after more than 20 years, I know something about who gets the yes. It's not always the person with the fanciest website. It's not always the person with the biggest following. In fact, most of the times it's not. It's not always the best speaker. It's not always the person with the best looking course or program or in the most expensive platform. The serious contenders tend to understand something about the organization before they start talking about themselves. They can connect what they do to something the organization is already trying to accomplish. And here's the thing that should really give you some optimism: you can learn how to do that. You don't have to have some secret corporate connection. You don't have to know somebody on the inside all the time. You don't have to guess. There is information available. There are signals that that companies give. The challenge is learning how to interpret the signals, what you are seeing. And the key is that you do this before you have the meeting. So, what should you know? Not everything, but enough to have a point of view, to be set aside from everybody else that's just reaching out from LinkedIn. What is this organization prioritizing? What initiatives have they actually announced? What outcomes are they talking about? What are they hiring around, and where are they actually investing? Are there changes happening in the organization? 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. And their problems are showing up repeatedly. Are leaders talking publicly about a particular issue? Are there RFPs? Are there funding announcements? Are there new programs? Is there some sort of expansion in another state or restructuring? See, these are the signals. They cannot tell you publicly that they're having problems with their leaders. So here's the important part. You don't take one signal and say, oh, they need me, or they've got a $50 million investment. That's me. That's not what I'm teaching. You take the signals and ask, does this give me a legitimate reason to investigate further? Because funding is a signal. Hiring is a signal. An initiative is a signal. A strategic priority is a signal. None of those automatically equals a sale. I'm not going to tell you that. But together they can begin to tell you a story. And just that few minutes of gathering that story is what will get you in the room. Now, let's get back to this discovery call that you're trying to get. Instead of getting on the call saying, so where are your pain points? No. Imagine saying to them something like, based on what I've seen, it appears that manager effectiveness has become an important area of focus for your organization. Is that consistent with what you're seeing internally? Now they can say yes, or they can say no, or they can say sort of. They can clarify it for you, right? Actually, the bigger issue is this, right? Wonderful. That is the discovery that you're looking for. We are validating, we are clarifying, we are deepening our understanding of what's going on, and they will appreciate it. Learning what public information could tell us. But we didn't start with zero. We didn't come in there with a blank notebook. And notice something else. You are giving that executive something intelligent to respond to. You are demonstrating, I did my homework. I understand something about your world. I'm not here to waste your time. And I'm not wasting mine. You are telling them that you are serious, not just curious. See, I want you to think about this from their perspective, from their side. Imagine that you're responsible for a serious business outcome, right? That is a mandate. And somebody finally gets 30 minutes on your calendar, 15 minutes. They get on Zoom and say, so tell me about your organization. You could have read the website. You don't need to sit there in front of them for that. They're not going to do your work for you. In fact, you're probably going to be annoyed. Tell me what your priorities are. Some of those priorities are probably public. Tell me what challenges you happen to be having right now. Some of those challenges may be visible already. The difference between somebody that gets the discovery call and somebody who doesn't is somebody who does their homework. Why should the buyer spend 20 minutes getting you up to speed? I mean, why? They may absolutely tell you things you could not possibly know. That is really valuable. But your meeting should build on your own research. It should not replace the research. It should not replace your homework. See, that's the distinction. And frankly, it shows respect for their time. And it separates you from everybody else that is trying to connect with them over whether or not you both like pickleball. Now, I don't want to sound like, want this conversation to sound like, oh, great, Kat, now I have 50 more things to research. I don't want you to be thinking that. No, the point is actually just the opposite. Good intelligence actually helps you to do less. Our clients do less. Imagine not researching 500 companies. Who has time for that? Nobody's got time for that. Now imagine getting more clear about which 25 are worth your time. Imagine not sending 200 generic emails. Oh, I know your AI is doing it, but to what end? Imagine having real credible signals for the problem and that the problem you solve actually matters to them. Imagine knowing why you're reaching out before you ever open Sales Navigator. That saves time. And as we move through the rest of the year, trust me, that matters. I don't want you spending yet another month going down rabbit holes. Another AI trend popping up on your screen. Another prompt somebody said is going to change everything. Another database. Another 500 name spreadsheet for you to go down. Another month of maybe I should try this, or maybe I should try that. Maybe I should change my offer. Maybe I should fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. Should I offer this course or that course? This training or that training? The fact is that you probably already have something companies need. You may actually be closer than you think. You may simply need better direction about where the evidence says your expertise fits. Today, right now, in this moment. You don't have all day because companies are constantly updating their signals. You got to strike while the iron is hot. And because we're talking about rabbit holes, let's talk about AI a little bit. Okay? Is AI useful? Absolutely. I use it, right? You can ask ChatGPT for a list of companies, infinite, every day. Send me job titles, send me industries, send me companies that are in my niche. You can ask it to summarize, right? The strategic pain points. You can ask it about trends. Is that useful? Yeah. But here's what I don't want you to do, right? You're asking AI, who needs my training? You're going to get 50 company names and treating that answer as if it is market intelligence. That's not enough. Anybody can do that. Why isn't everybody rich if that was the answer? Because the real question is not, could this company use what I teach? You can make a case that almost any company could use almost anything. Chat is going to tell you, yes, absolutely. The better question is, what evidence suggests that this organization has a current reason to care about this problem and how I can solve it? Then, does my demonstrated expertise fit that need? That is a higher standard, and it protects you from chasing every possibility AI is going to generate, because AI is very good at possibilities. Oh, yes, this is amazing. Your job is figuring out which possibilities deserve your time, because AI is not going to tell you that. It's going to agree with you. Ask it 10 minutes later, and it's going to say, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, sorry, good catch. So imagine a different conversation where you already know why this organization made the radar, the real reason, and what priority may actually exist today. What outcome may matter now, and how your specific expertise may connect. See, now you're not walking in saying, let me tell you how passionate I am about leadership, or why I'm so passionate about this, that, or the other. You can't lead with your passion. I think your employees would love my course because of my backstory. Let me tell you all about it. They don't care. Sorry. Right? You need to start with facts over feels, and then ask intelligent questions. Confirm the need. Understand its urgency. And find out what's already been tried. That's out there too, you know. You can see and understand the internal context. Determine who else is involved. And sometimes you may actually discover that your initial hypothesis was wrong. Guess what? That's good. That's valuable intelligence too. Because, see, I don't know about you, but I would rather find out that one conversation that instead of spending 3 months trying to figure out, just to find out they don't really need that. It should help you make a better decision. Move forward with real confidence, not manufactured confidence from somebody or chat saying, oh, yes. So if you've been trying to sell your training to companies and asking, how do I get the meeting? Who do I contact? What do I say? How do I find corporate clients? What are companies buying right now, today? How do I know if my training actually fits? How should I know before the discovery call? That's why I'm hosting this workshop on Saturday. Signals to Solutions, Saturday, August 22nd, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Zoom. I'm going to show you how to start looking for the signals before you start reaching out and wasting precious time. We're going to talk about how to recognize evidence that an organizational need may actually exist for you. How to separate a signal from an actual opportunity that's worth your time. How to connect what's happening in the market to your specific training and expertise. And how to start narrowing your focus so you're pursuing qualified opportunities instead of just collecting more names. Because, see, the discovery call should not be where you finally start figuring it out. Why would they need me? You should have evidence of a possible answer before you request the meeting. Then the meeting helps you validate it, and you're that much further ahead. And here's what I really want you to leave with today. You may already have something companies need. The likelihood is that you do. But you may not ever get to it because you're wasting precious time on lists and prompts and give me more lists and names and titles that mean nothing. You don't need to spend the rest of this year running down every AI rabbit hole somebody puts in front of you. And you may simply need to become much clearer about where does the evidence say my expertise fits today. That's what we're going to be going through on Saturday. Saturday, August 22nd, 10 a.m. Eastern, live on Zoom. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start having more intelligent corporate conversations, I want you to join me because your time matters. Their time matters. And neither of you should be using the discovery call to do research that could have been done before the actual meeting. And here's the truth of the matter. You may not even get the meeting if they see that it is a waste of their time. I want you to do the things that will actually get you the meeting. That will actually get your foot in the door. That will separate you from everybody else that's just, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. But I've been doing this for a very long time. And I can tell you all who gets the meetings and who doesn't. And when you get the meeting, if you go in there treating the discovery call like, you're trying to figure out what they do and why and what their challenge is, you may never get that meeting. But even if you do, you're going to irritate them. I would be irritated. And I've been in those meetings because I've been invited to those meetings. And I sit in the back watching and observing because my job is to help them find solutions, to know what to look for. And I can tell you when I'm in those meetings and I sit there and I'm looking at them talking about what's your biggest challenge? What challenge can I help you to solve? What is your biggest priority right now? I'm internally rolling my eyes. And then when the person leaves the meeting, the executive is like, again, when are we going to get somebody serious? Somebody who's serious. And they might have even taken the person seriously had the person come in there with data, with some kind of indication that they did even a little bit of homework. So I don't want that to be you. Right? So the workshop, I got to plug in my computer. The workshop that we're doing on Saturday, bring your course, bring your training. I am going to show you how to intersect it with the signals that are out there today, on this day, right now, that companies put out publicly for you so that you know what's going on. They cannot tell you publicly that they have a problem with their customer service. They cannot tell you that they have a problem retaining employees. They can't say that. They can't say that we have a problem with whatever it is, retention, ROI. We have a problem with change management. We have a problem with the culture within our organization. We have a problem with this, that. They can't, they're not gonna tell you that. Not publicly. So figure it out. Or the alternative is keep asking for lists of names. Keep going down, keep subscribing to all of these AI services that's going to allow you to send out 100, 200, 300 emails a day. Most of them that come back to you is going to say out of office or take me off your list. Don't take my word for it. Most of you are already trying it because some guru told you that that's what they do. Okay. Some sales coach told you that's what they do. But what they didn't tell you is that they're subscribing to services like Gartner, like Bloomberg, like KTCB that actually collects the data. Now, is it cheap? No. Okay. But a lot of these people can't afford it. They can afford us. They can afford to spend $3,000 a month for us to give them data. They can afford it because they're making money telling people to do, let's just say, less than what they're actually doing. They're going to tell you all their secrets. They're going to tell you, hey, we hired this consulting firm to tell us where to look so that we are not wasting time and energy and money and resources and reputation. They're going to tell you that? Probably not. And even if they do, most people, spending $2,500, $3,000 or more a month for data and intelligence information is out of reach for most people, for a lot of people. So for whatever reason, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you to do something cheaper. And it's going to waste your time, like go sit on AI all day and ask chat. And you're going to ask chat, who should I be reaching out to? And chat, and you're going to say, chat, should I reach out to ABC company? And chat is going to say, absolutely. Great idea. And then you're going to come back 10 minutes later and say, chat, should I reach out to this company, XYZ company? And chat is going to say, oh, you know what? You are brilliant. That is a great idea. Do it. And then you're going to come back another 10 minutes later and say, chat, I changed my mind. I don't think I should reach out to these people. Do you? And chat is going to say, you know what? Good catch. I don't think you should reach out to them either. And now you're back in a cycle. You're round and round the Mayberry bush. What if we can cut all that out? All that foolishness. What if we could get down to your top 10 list of companies that you have confidence that need what you have? You, not your neighbor, you. What you have. What you can help them with. What if you could do that with a list of 10 instead of a list of 1,000? What if you could do that? 10 that really want to hear from you. 10 that will really entertain a real call with you. What if you had that? Just imagine that. Would it be worth it to you? I don't want to put words in your mouth. You can give me a yes cat in the chat, no matter where you're watching this from. This broadcast is going out pretty much everywhere. Put a yes cat in the chat. Would it be worth it to you to have 10 legitimate ones that you felt good about, confident about, that you need what they have right now and it matches the signals that say they need you right now? And here's who to contact, and here's how to position what you have when you actually talk to them. Not the fact that you both went to the same college. Would that be worth it to you? Or is it more worth it to you to have a list of 1,000 names where you don't even know where to start? Just to say you got names, just to say you got a list, just to say you have prompts. So what? So what? And don't take my word for it. I'm just asking questions. I just want to know why, how come everybody ain't rich? If that is the solution, if having more names is the solution, why isn't everybody rich? If that worked, if getting more people off a Sales Navigator worked, then why? If getting more titles off of LinkedIn worked, why ain't it working? Because that's not what works. Now, don't call me a lie. Every blue moon, you might get somebody that is interested because you sent out 50, 11 emails through some AI tool. You sent out 50, 11 emails and somebody wrote back and said they might possibly be interested if they think about it. It does happen. It happens. So don't get down in my comments talk about Kat, because somebody wrote me back saying that they might be interested at some point in the future. Somebody wrote me back after I sent out like 8,000 DMs or emails. Don't get down in my comments with it. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm not saying that. And then the thing that just gets me with this advice, these so-called gurus out here that have so much to show for this technique. Look at their background. Look at them. They had stuff going on before they started having this going on, and was making their money some other kind of way, not this way, some other kind of way. That's how they got the money to be able to get in front of you. I don't name names, I name games. I don't name names. I name games. I let y'all name the names. What I am telling you is that serious people do this in a serious way. You are overwhelmed with all these lists because it is designed to overwhelm you, distract you, keep you busy. Busy work. Ain't nothing worse than busy work. Oh, God. I don't know if it's the Capricorn in me. I don't know if it's just, I don't know what it is. I hate busy work. Don't ever give me busy work. You want to piss me off? Just give me something for the sake of it, because I hate wasting time. I don't have that kind of time. I don't know about you. I don't have it. I don't. There's things I am I am working on that I need and want to accomplish, and I don't have time for busy work. I got things going on. I got things to do, legacies to build, clients to help. I wish you would give me busy work. But most of you don't know it's busy work because you just doing something instead of doing nothing. Because somebody said doing something is better than doing nothing. The lies you tell. Because if I don't spend my time doing busy work, then I'm not wasting my energy and my time. I can conserve that. Sometimes it is better to do nothing until you know what to do. And it ain't busy work. So, listen, that's all I got for you. Okay? Saturday, August 22nd, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're tired of being curious and ready to get serious, come on in the room. Is it free? No. No. Could I have made it free? Yes. I did not make it free because I don't want everybody. I don't. I want the serious, not the curious, because I don't have time. There are people that need to move forward, that have something to offer companies. It could be AI training. It could be digital marketing. It could be change management. It could be leadership skills. It could be customer service skills. It could be employee retention, something that helps them to retain their employees. It could be wellness. It could be fitness. It could be a whole bunch of stuff. It could be all kind of things, all kind of niches. It could be financial. It could be helping their kids get scholarships so they can go to college. And it could be all kind of things. And they need a serious pathway to cut through all the noise, cut through all the crap, cut through all the lists, cut through all the endless prompts, cut through all the games, cut through all of it. Because they got kids that got to graduate from school. Huh? They got mortgages they have to pay. They have legacies they're wanting to build. They have to try to retire in a few years. And so I am serious about them. I'm serious about them. They come to me and they say, Kat, I can't with all these. I can't with all this. Chasing squirrels every day. How do I get serious about this? How do I know exactly who needs my training? How do I figure that out? I want you to come on Saturday. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. We're going to spend 90 minutes together. And at the end of that 90 minutes, you're going to know exactly how to do it, how to cut that list down from 500 to maybe 10 or 20 that makes sense right now in this moment for you. For those of you all who are new to me, I am Kat Dunn, also affectionately known as Kat the Course Builder across social media. And I want to help you to bring your expertise to organizations that need what you have in this moment, this day, in this time. Okay? All right, you guys, have an amazing, amazing, amazing rest of your day. And until next time, stay on course. See you soon.